What's up guys, welcome to Blackout. Today I wanted to talk to you about something we get a lot of questions about and that I kind of want to go over so people have a better idea of what it is. And that is ceramic coating and what is it and why should I get it. And the two biggest things is to think of ceramic, it's like a hard shell on your paint. So essentially it's an extra layer of protection added on top of what's already there. A lot of reasons why people get ceramic come down to ease of cleanliness. So like when you're washing your car with the ceramic on it, it makes it much easier to clean. And two big things you want to look out for in particular with that are bug etchings, which are especially prevalent during the summertime where you're driving your car down the highway and there's a lot of bugs out, bees, that kind of thing. If you leave those marks on there after a bug, unfortunately explodes on the paint or gets hit by the car, it leaves a stain. And if you don't clean it fast enough, a lot of times they'll leave what's called a bug etching, where it's actually etched into the paint and won't come out without some serious correction. So ceramic is one of those things where if you have that hard shell on top of your paint, it's going to make it much harder for bird droppings and bug etchings to even begin, as well as make it much easier to clean up. One thing I always like to show people on this vehicle we're coating right now, this is a 2021 Dodge Durango, is actually the way that the paint feels. I know that sounds a little bit weird and it's kind of redundant in a lot of ways, but when you have ceramic on your car, you can actually tell that it's there. So for example, when I would run a rag along a car that's not ceramic coated, obviously I get a little bit of resistance. But since this thing has our XPEL Fusion coating on it, look how smooth that move is. Like if I go up around, all these panels are super smooth, the paint feels nice, and it looks just as nice to boot. So that's another thing with ceramic that's really nice is when you get a full coating on your car, it brings a lot of depth to the paint and will bring a lot of life back to it, especially if it's something a little bit older. So typically we have a lot of guys come in with a brand new car like this Durango, for example. I think it has like maybe 100 miles on it. A lot of the guys bring them straight here to get the PPF and ceramic coating on right away so that their car is protected for the future and taken care of early. One of those things, if you can avoid bug etchings and bird droppings and any staining, it's totally worth it, and ceramic is amazing for that. So for example, if I have a car come in that isn't ceramic coated and they've been driving in the snow for like a month, it's probably gonna take me like 30 minutes to like an hour and a half to wash it properly and get all that salt and contaminants off. Whereas with a ceramic coating, we do something called an annual checkup where a customer can bring their car in a year from the date that they got their car ceramic coated, and they're so easy to wash. I mean, like it's as simple as if someone brings it in covered in salt, like the entire door panel just blasted with salt and dirt, it'll spray right off. It's super, super simple, and it makes it very effective in keeping your car clean. So even if you're not really a car guy, this is one of those things where you're thinking, why do I want to spend anywhere from $700 to $2 grand to get ceramic coating done? You don't exactly have to be a car guy to do that. If you just like to maintain your car and keep it in good shape, it's something that's totally worth doing because it makes your life a lot easier. Even if you go through a touchless car wash, it still makes that whole process easier on you as well, and it won't damage the ceramic. Another big reason a lot of people like to get it, and one that people don't typically talk about, is if you have plastic or trim that's fading. Ceramic has a tendency to bring that all back. And the cool thing about ceramic is we have multiple different kinds of compounds that we use. So there's ceramic for plastic and trim, there's ceramic for paint, there's ceramic for wheels and calipers, and they all have different properties that make them better for the application that we use them for. So for example, on these Durango wheels, we put XPEL Fusion wheel and caliper on there. Super rugged, super durable, because obviously wheels take the biggest beating on a car and they see the most contaminant and the most potential for damage. So if you get your wheels ceramic coated, it's the same as the paint, where they get really, really smooth. And each type of wheel is a little bit different. So say for example, you have a matte finish wheel, it'll bring a little more depth to that kind of glossy sheen that they have. If you have chrome wheels, they're gonna shine like a mirror the moment that you put it on there and get them cleaned up. And the same goes for the paint. So if you put ceramic on a car, it has a mirror-like finish. That's one of the big selling points you hear a lot of people talk about is, oh, my car looks like a mirror now that I got ceramic coated. And it does hold up. Because if you look at this Nardo gray Durango, this thing looks gnarly right now. Another thing is sun protection. So if you leave your car outside very frequently, or say you park it outside at work on a hot day, say it's 98 degrees and the sun heat is just beating down on you, it's one of those hot summer days we all know about, it will also make it a lot harder for the sun to penetrate the paint and start to wear away that finish and give it the clear coat fade and the oxidation that you see. So it's really good for that as well. The way you look at it is no matter how you approach ceramic, there's going to be a benefit for everybody. When you bring a car in for a ceramic coating, we do something that's one step higher and a little bit nicer to have as well, which is a one-pass paint correction. So say you just bought a brand new car and you brought it in and there's some micro scratches on there and some things you'd like taken care of. We get the paint to be as clean and as perfect as it possibly can before we lay the ceramic on, just so none of that's trapped in there. Because one of the keys with ceramic is it's only as good as the application as well as the quality of the product that you're using. So if you apply it the right way and you're using a good quality product, you can have a ceramic coating that can last anywhere from 4 to 8 years. I mean, we've had cars come in here that got ceramic coated 4 or 5 years ago and it still beads like it did when it first started. Now what I'm saying when I say water bead is something else I'll show you here in a minute. And this is one of the coolest things about ceramic and kind of what makes it something that customers always like to see when they first bring it back or when they first wash it. I always tell people, like, wait till you wash it the first time and you see how the water beads on there. Because one of the key components of ceramic is it's very hydrophobic, which means it's going to reject any water that's put on top of it. So it's essentially like, think of Rain-X on your entire car, because we've all used Rain-X at a time or another, and it's essentially that on the entire vehicle. So for example, I don't have any panels to show you right now that aren't treated, but I will show you if I spray some water on there, and this ceramic's still curing, mind you, there's a little bit of a curing process, so it'll be a little bit more elaborate in a couple days. But you can see how that beads up and it just runs right off the car. Whereas if it wasn't ceramic coated, the water would sit on there, it wouldn't really move much. But since that ceramic's on there and it's rejecting all that moisture, it's just running right off the car. So obviously if you're pressure washing it or washing it with a garden hose or whatever, all the dirt and everything on top of the ceramic's also gonna wash off right with it as well. And if I even grab a rag right now and I were just to wipe this, look how easy that is to dry. It's gonna take me 2 little passes with a rag and it's gone. So when we bring cars in that got ceramic coated, we can blow them off with a dryer, and I barely even have to touch it with a drying towel. That's how easy it is to get water off of it because it's not sitting in or on the paint. So a lot of times people will bring a car in that they, have had for, say they've had it for like 10 years, and that's like their favorite car in the world. Like a couple months ago, I had a 2013 Dodge Charger in here that had been going through brush car washes, it's been through the woods, it's been through a lot of tough environments where it kind of worked on the paint a bit. There's a lot of deep scratches, a lot of swirls, all the usual stuff you would see in a paint correction. And we spent a couple days on it, cleaned all that paint up and polished everything off as well as we could, and then put a ceramic coat on it, and it literally looked like it just left the showroom for the first time ever again. So this is one of those things where, like, if you care about the future of your car and keeping it in good shape for the longevity of you having it. Say you got something and you want to keep it for 10 plus years. You know what I mean? Why not put a ceramic coating on it? Why not get that paint correction on there so it looks the best and performs the best that it can? We're going to hit every single surface on the outside of the car. Like I said, that includes wiper blades, little pieces of plastic, the brake calipers if they're painted. So say you get like a Brembo package on this SRT Durango. We protect those calipers so they reject more brake dust. They don't get any grime or rust buildup. The wheels, because they always get brake dust on them as well. One of the biggest selling points I always tell to customers, and something that I can't stand to do, is waxing your car. It's a long, time-consuming process, and it's only temporary. It doesn't last that long. You know what I mean? So say you're taking your car to a show in a couple days, and you're spending an afternoon waxing it, and then you drive it around for a couple days, and then the wax is already worn off. The beauty of the ceramic coating is it's basically going to be a wax that lasts for up to 4 years. So that's how long our warranty is rated on that. And another thing that's really nice about it, insurance companies will acknowledge ceramic coating. So say you do get in a bad accident and you need a lot of work done, we'll be more than happy to take care of it for you. Insurance will cover that and we'll look out for you. So it just makes your car's life a lot easier, it makes your life a lot easier, and it brings a ton of benefits to you that you wouldn't have otherwise. If you guys have any more questions about ceramic, please feel free to let us know in the comments below or reach us on any of our social media channels. Feel free to like and subscribe below as well if you'd like to see more videos that are also informative and can sometimes be pretty entertaining. So please check out what we got going on here at Blackout. My name's Austin, one of the ceramic guys here, and please be safe. Thank you.